This video we're going to be showing you how to wire your microbit combat robot. So in your kit you should have two microbits. One will be used for the robot and the other one will be the controller. So when you open up your microbit box, it'll have a couple of documents, the microbit itself, some AAA batteries, a battery pack, and a micro USB cable. And that cable, you'll be using it to plug in your microbit to your computer. And if you're going to be programming your microbit using a mobile device such as your phone or iPad, you'll need to power on your microbit. So you can either use the micro USB cable to plug it into like a phone charger, or you can also use the battery pack. And here we have another battery pack that should be included in your kit. That one has a switch on it, so that way you don't have to unplug the entire battery from the microbit every time you're done. You can just turn off the switch. Included in your kit also come a few motors. These motors will be used for the wheels as well as your weapon. And with the motors, you should have two tires so you can attach those to your motor. To connect the two, just make sure that you line up the flat sides on the outside and the inside. Okay, then we also have a few different types of cables. The first type of cable that we have is an alligator clip with a female connector. So these will be used to connect to your microbit. One thing to note is if you look on your microbit, there's like little metal pads on the microbit itself. Each of these pads is its own connection. So whenever you're clipping the alligator clip to your microbit, make sure that you're connecting it to the large pads and you're not accidentally touching any of the smaller pads in between. Then another type of cable that we're going to be using for this project is this like hook cable, and this one has a hook on one end and a male connector on the other. So in our kit we also have a few motor drivers, and the purpose of these is to connect our microbit to our motors and then our motors to their own battery source. Basically what this does is it allows us to give our motors more power rather than trying to give it power from the battery that's already connected to our microbit. And then on the back we have a few different pin labels. Some of these are going to be connected to the battery, and the other ones are going to be connected to the motor. So make sure you read which ones are in, which ones are out, and which ones are ground and like 5 volts and stuff like that. Okay, so go ahead and take your AAA batteries and put them into your battery kit. Make sure that you're paying attention to the orientation. Then if you're using the battery pack with the switch, make sure that you know which side is on and which side is off. Then when we're plugging it into our microbit, you're going to be plugging it into the white section, and then we can turn it on and see that the lights are flashing. Alright, next we're going to get our screwdriver. There's some screws on the motor driver to help keep the wires in place. Make sure that they're loosened by turning them counterclockwise, and then once you put in the wires, tighten the screws by turning them clockwise. And then just to make sure that the cables are not loose, you can go ahead and give them a slight pull. And we'll be doing that for both of our motors. So one will be on the out 1 and 2, labeled on your motor driver, and the other motor will be on the out 3 and 4, labeled on your motor driver as well. Alright, so now that we have our motors hooked up to our motor driver, next thing we're going to do is hook up our microbit to our motor driver. So we're going to do that using the alligator clips. So you're going to attach your alligator clip to your microbit on the pin labeled 0, and then you're going to get the female end of that cable and plug it into your motor driver. You'll be plugging it into the leftmost pin on the bottom of your motor driver. And then we're going to do the same thing with a different alligator clip. So hook that one up to the pin labeled 1, and then you're going to attach that to your motor driver as well. So the cable that's connected to pin 0 on your microbit is going to be connected to in 1 on your motor driver. And then the cable that's connected to pin 1 on your microbit is going to be connected to in 3 on your motor driver. Then we're going to attach another alligator clip to the ground pin on our microbit, and using the other end of that cable, we're going to be plugging it into in 2 on our motor driver. Now we want to attach in 4 to the ground on our microbit as well. However, there's only one pad for ground. So what we can do is attach that alligator clip to the other alligator clip that's also attached to ground. And that'll have the same effect as having 2 grounds. So go ahead and attach the other end of that cable to in 4 on your motor driver. Okay, so once you have everything wired up, here's a quick summary. We're going to have pin 0 on our microbit to in 1, pin 1 on our microbit to in 3, and then ground is going to be connected to in 2 and in 4. Okay, so now for the battery clip that is attached to our motor driver. We're going to use one of the wires with the hook, and again we're going to hook it onto ground. Try to be careful with it, just get it on there as best as you can. And then with the other end of that cable, we're going to be plugging it into ground on our motor driver. Then with the battery clip, we're going to be plugging in the red wire into the connector labeled 12 volts, and then we're going to be hooking up the other black wire to ground on our motor driver as well. So you're going to have 2 wires connected to ground on your motor driver. And you're done. So next video we're going to be showing you how to actually control the motors using another microbit.